Welcome back.
Letting go of exercise bias.
Yes, something that I've learned the hard way.
Yeah, me too.
I think in recent years, more so than any time, any other time. Look, there was a time where I would always wouldn't drop out of my program a squat, a bench, a deadlift, and an overhead press.
Same.
And everything else would be up for rotation. But a squat, bench, and a deadlift, you know, those main compound barbell lifts, they're not suitable for every goal, and they're not suitable for training all of the time. Yes, they can make up the majority, but at some point, when you get stuck on those lifts, the solution to lifting more is rarely in doing more of it.
Yeah, it's come away from it.
It's to come away from it, address a weakness elsewhere.
And that it took me force to get to that stage, because I was exactly the same. Like, if you'd even maybe 5 years ago had even tried to suggest to me doing a leg day without a barbell squat, I would have been like, this is illegal. This is not happening. I would have, I would literally, that would have been the mindset as well. I'd have just been like, but then there is an element, because I mean, listen, I've gone all in on a hack or a leg press, and don't get me wrong, you can destroy yourself on those moves, but does it compare to how you can destroy yourself on a with a barbell? And that's what it is. It was always maybe a bit of an ego, or it was just that part of me that got used to training a certain way. But I've learned that in the last couple of years, especially. Other than like one time mucking around, I haven't deadlift off the floor now in 2 years. Can you imagine that? There was a time, if you go back 3 years ago, you'd have any time you'd have seen me in the gym, I'd have either been squatting or deadlifting, right? I've been doing one of the two. So letting go of that bias is hard, and I think, like, again, I get questions all the time of, what do you prefer? Do you prefer a barbell bench press or a dumbbell press? And I'm like, both. Well, which one are you doing at the moment? I'm like, dumbbell. And they're like, well, why then? I'm like, because I am. Like, that's the focus of this block. Like, and it's that kind of like getting out of your head that, like, these exercises don't all need to be in there all the time. They don't need to be in there none of the time. It's just a whole spectrum of, like, use them for what they're useful for and for what you're trying to do. Because for some people, a barbell squat is not going to be the optimal way for them to train their legs. For whatever reason, for a whole host of reasons.
And especially, like, depending on the goal. So if your ultimate goal is to improve your strength in the squat, the bench,
like, if you're a powerlifter, you might want to squat, bench, deadlift. Right?
You might want to do those, and then you've got the assistance exercise, which we're gonna help make those better. But then if your sole goal is to build muscle, you can squat, you can bench, you can deadlift, but actually you might be better off going on a pendulum squat, because you're stable. You don't have to worry about when fatigue sets in.
You don't have to load it so much.
You're folding underneath a barbell, and the danger that comes, that's associated with that. With a bench press as well, right? Like, you might get more out of dumbbells. I mean, machines, I think, is something that I've really taken on in the last couple of years, is using machines a lot more for when it comes to, like, a failure, a pure hypertrophy block, and taking sets close to failure. When it comes to, like, a strength block, when you're working, to improve your strength, you always want to leave something in the tank. So loading up a barbell at that point is probably, where you want to be, because that's all about improving your efficiency in the lift rather than pushing to failure.
100%. And I've still got clients now, if I write a training block and there's no deadlifts in there or something, why is there no deadlift? My deadlift's going to be shit if we don't do this. And it's like, it's not, though. If we've programmed, we're doing everything we need to be doing still. Like, why does that specific lift need to be in there? For what purpose? And then you think about fatigue and all the other things that we need to manage. It just doesn't need to be in there.
And if you're programming properly in terms of continuous mesocycles, one after the other, then you should find that even though you've left the lift out for a long period of time, a year even, when you go back to it, you should be better.
Agreed. You're just all round stronger.
Exactly.
And then you just peak it. As a Will Smith classic is the one he always says is bang on. It's the bigger the foundation, the bigger the peak.
There we go.